prices. Contact Shiklisho Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit us at Warrenville, Cunupia. Shiklisho Limited. Quality you can trust.
For the everyday lowest prices on all grocery items, trust Low Cost Supermarket for the widest variety of quality products at low prices. Freshly picked fruits and vegetables, healthy products for your well-being, high quality meat cuts, and a warm and friendly service. Low Cost Supermarket, Southern Main Road, Cunupia.
IBN can be viewed on the go now with the Airlink TV app for Google devices. Simply go to the Google Play Store, search for the Airlink TV app, download the app, click on the link and fill out the form. The account activation will be emailed or texted to the user. It's safe as no credit card is needed. The first 30 days are free and you can subscribe and receive a box for your TV to stream the same content.
Ronix Premium Quality.
Assalamu alaikum and good evening. How are you going? Well, boy, I say that I would have taken a break and come next week. But then, auntie from Westmoreland, one from Arima, one from Sawa, and that auntie is Salisha. And then our next auntie from Cunupia, which is Sherry. And then our next auntie from Lapai, which is my sister-in-law Lillian. And our next auntie from Cunupia, which is my sister-in-law Nadisha. And then the next one from Trinity, which is my sister-in-law from Trinity, of course, is Zalina, and the rest of the crew threatened me, and therefore I had no choice but to be on here tonight, even though the beard is a little light blue, not the dark blue that I want. Let me just tell you this. I mean, Ramadan this year, I would say was one of the most beautiful Ramadans I've ever had. And in fact, Asim, you know, before we get into that thing that I asked you for, I think let me just show one or two of the vibes of the Ramadan. What happened is that this year, I think everybody got worried because when we saw 7:15 and there was no more car park in the paved area, I looked at my son and I said, we are in trouble, right? This is and by the way, that tent to the back completely packed the capacity too as well. And the tent on the side, look, the people actually were outside on the ground, right? And that's 40 by 10. So it was huge. Literally thousands and thousands of people attended. And I want to thank everybody. This is what it looked like from our side. I mean, it was absolutely amazing. the amount of people who was there. People as far as the eye could see. And of course, we had seafood biscuit, lobster and shrimp and crab, hot naan being made on the spot, courtesy our friends at Tandoori Hot. I mean, boy, you know that thing real cut with some butter. We had doubles, we had hot sawine, we had, of course, our boxes of, there's the hot sawine there, and of course, the doubles men and them were kept busy. And we had snack boxes and things. So I would like to thank all our caterers and Bouncy Castle for the training. So it was a fantastic event. What I am proposing is this. The mosques in Montrose, Highway in Charleville, the Al-Escom Masjid, that is with Shaul, Masjid Al-Hadi. If all of us could come together and host the Eid al-Adha event, we don't have to select the imam. Amongst all yourselves, I'll select the imam. We will provide the facility. We'll arrange buses for people who can't afford transportation. We will pay for their transport. So that is something to think about. I'm putting it outside there. All we will do is provide the facility, or plan everything. We will assist with the food and all that drama. All right? So that's something to think about. Well, let me tell you something. Most of you did not even know about 2.5 weeks ago, my son was COVID positive. I was COVID positive. My daughter was COVID positive. And there's, one of the tests that we took, and the 2 marks mean that you're positive. Now, let me tell you something, and I want to say it quite frankly. Of course, I had my quarantine. I was quarantined at home. And I would tell you something. When I realized that my son said that he was not well, and I began to feel a little unwell. Boy, here happened. I hit my ivermectin 1 time. I hit my vitamin C, D, and B 1 time. And you would not believe it. COVID did not keep me down for more than just a few hours. Ain't no joke, I'm talking about in a few hours' time. Boom, I gone. The hard part was quarantining home and looking at the walls. So like I said, I am living proof that ivermectin does work. It worked for my son, it worked for my wife, it worked for my daughter, it worked for me. And at the end of the day, it is something that should be in your home, every home. Because it doesn't only work for COVID, it works for every other thing. And let me just repeat, I am not a medical professional, and I am not giving you medical advice. You should seek advice from a doctor. I am just telling you my own personal experience, right? So let's start the ball rolling and welcome our good friends at Tile Expression, where you can get porcelain, ceramic, and not only that, countertops, quartz countertops. And I had to talk to Javid, but that is one place you should also get Ronex tools as well. All right, so give them a call and they will facilitate you and fix you up accordingly. All right, so let's start the slides rolling, guys. You see this young man here? I saw this young man post this up. His name is Ishmael Kassi. Ishmael Kassi, mom and the family, including himself, have a business place in Arangwe, Cherie does. And this young man will get up at 3 a.m., work until 1, 2 p.m. Moody. Moody, you know who I'm talking about? And then go and take a rest. And this has been going on years, and it's one of the only places. I just want to say, for 3-4 years in a row, this young man, when we had the camp, we could zoom in and give him a little big up just in case he's looking for a wife, right? Right? That young man, when we had camp, that young man, he got an award for the best camper year after year after year. One of the hardest working young men I've ever seen. May God bless you. He has a fantastic mother as well. And let me just hail out all the staff at Cherie does there. All right, so let's go again, guys. Somebody posted this today. If you see copper thieves in your area stealing cables, don't bother calling TTPS. They never come. Now, I want to say this categorically because I've been throughout Trinidad and Tobago, and every single area where I look, I see copper thieves. Chopping down small cable, chopping down big cable, chopping down all different size of cables. And what happened is that for me, I just remembered I had to send something urgent. Right. For me, what is sad is that not one single those what they call them scrapyard, I said it before Ramadan. Not one single scrapyard has been searched. All these fellas are be burning the cable to get the copper. Nobody ain't going and check out where the fires are. And what happens is that these fellas are allowed to do whatever the hell they want. Millions and millions and millions of dollars in theft. And nobody says anything. Nobody does anything. Residents now are getting up and catching. You know that one fella, shoot. Right? A resident shoot him. Right? And look here, a .14 man. Now, this is war game here, boy. A .14 man and his teenage son were among 4 people. And this is, I think, from Loop News or The Express. Detained by residents of Beach Road, Fullerton Village, CJS, who fought back against cable theft. The suspects of Tieshie village in Mahaika were blocked by villagers from leaving the street and nabbed in the bushes as they attempted to escape. Right? Now, local government councillor for CJS, Shankar Tilak Singh, said in recent months, districts along the southwestern peninsula have been plagued by cable thefts, which destroy infrastructure and destabilize the communication system. Now, I want you for a minute, because in those areas, I have been there, so I know the cell phone network is not as great as it should be. And one of the things that you will depend on is a landline, because a landline in most cases is very dependable. When these clowns and them go and cut the copper cable, what do you expect is going to happen? And with the new system that TSTT put in place, I see a Trincity number calling me. I say, wait now. I say, hello? Is my office calling me? Next thing you know, I see a Curep number calling me. TSTT changed my phone copper lines here to digital. And the numbers that is be calling me different from the numbers that you calling. Explain that to me. Explain that to me. So now these new numbers on them that calling, I have to put it as my office to know that it is my office calling. Even though you are calling the regular numbers. I tell you, somebody just out to blight TSTT and to get TSTT down to the ground so that it could be sold. And many of you wouldn't do that. Let's go again, guys. You see this? You see this? I'm going to spend plenty time on this. But before I spend plenty time on this, I want to spend plenty time on the video where they went into the mosque, the prayer area. Because you know why? You know why? Okay, let's just show that part. The later on in the video when the police started walk through the prayer area. Let's go. Right?
After we talk to 2 minutes after, right?
Alright, no, listen.
Gentleman here now. And then, right, you will see a little bit later on, you will hear he telling the officer, could we get some audio, guys?
They went with our warrant.
Excuse, you can't walk inside of the mosque.
Pause. You see, this disrespect from the Trinidad and Tobago police service. Now if somebody were to take that same broom that he passed in there and drop some hard broom in the tail, all you go vex. But the reality of it is that this is a place of worship. All that area there is where you walk and it is a place of worship. And an officer could just go in. But what is interesting is that this officer did this as well as these fellas were disrespected. Now, I want to make it abundantly clear. Run the video, please, guys. Right, and you can show the other things where they have like food on the ground. Right? He walk where he want with the dog caca and all kind of thing. He walk wherever he want. Now, during the month of Ramadan, this took place. And not one, correct me if I'm wrong, Patus, correct me if I'm wrong, Moody. Did you hear any mufti, any Maulana, any Hafiz, did you hear any one of them condemn this? Did you see any release from any single Muslim organization? You know who is the only person that contacted the masjid? Do you know who was the only person that was posting up about this and talking about it and really vexed about it? You had one or two other people, right? But I'm talking about organization. I was the only one speaking about this. Because you know why? It have people with this impression that you see the fella there, he guilty already. That fella, he guilty. You see that African man? In some pity with a gun, he's a criminal. And people would have written him off. His own community would have written him off. Some imams afraid to even speak because they feel that is some badge on mosque. And I continue to say, and I want to say this clearly, you will have people come into your faith. Some of them from good background, some of them from bad background. But we cannot judge people based on their past. And I supported the family because when the man said that he raised his hand and you listen to that audio that he put out, I say, but this man is singing like no Wajan criminal. The man singing, and I have had so much dealings with the police, so I know what it is like to get set up. I have been there, I have done that, so I know what the police are capable of. They are capable of setting you up with weed. They are capable of setting you up with gun charge. I want that. Me in Jersey the other day, I lost the express case, but 11 cases, one loss, and the next one I plan to win on May the 19th. Yes, I'm going to tell you about that one next week. Right? So the reality of it is that at the end of the day, by the way, that judge decision, I have the greatest of respect for Frank C. Passad. At the end of the day, if he makes a decision, that is a sound decision for me and I will accept it. That is how the ball rolls. Right? So coming back to these fellas, I don't know. But what I want you to hear is Jacob. Now, anytime something like this happens, the first thing you need to do, shut your mouth and say that it will be investigated. You cannot take sides. You were not there, Jacob. But all your listener, Jacob, now. Hear what Jacob have to say. Go ahead.
Is the current status as to this operation happening?
Well, presently we have about 80 officers who are on this exercise, combing the hills of Rich Plain, from Rich Plain straight across over the hills to Chagaramas, together with the Defense Force in search of the assailants who committed this dastardly act. The police service is in fact in mourning and condolences to the officer family, but we are looking forward to see how fast it's possible that we can arrest these assailants. You'll realize that the Homicide Bureau is presently here and conducting the investigation. It's unfortunate that the police officers were carrying out their normal lawful duty when they got a report of persons with high-powered weapons. The 12 officers responded from different directions, and as they approached the steps to go up into the hills, they were fired upon. They returned fire, and one of the officers, like Officer Jilks, was shot in his neck and he died shortly after at the hospital. They, not we, they have declared war on the police service. And I think that is the worst mistake anyone can make. Yes.
Wait, hold on right there. So the worst mistake you could make is declare war on the police. You could declare war on children, it is not a problem. You could declare war on women, it is not a problem. You could declare on war on men, it is not a problem. You could declare war on Muslim who pray, and that is not a problem. You could declare war on every citizen at Trinidad and Tobago. Once it is not a police, you automatically mash the wrong corn. Because here what's happening, Jacob and company coming after you now. Because here what's happening, all the time, 193 murders. And we just entered. The door now open. The door now swing open for me. And 193 murders. Not, here what's happening, 7 C's still better than Jacob because 7 C's is one a day. Right now is more than one a day. Let's go again.
Yes, we operate within the framework of the law, but we will do all that is necessary to deal with these persons who are responsible for this act. When you touch one police officer, you have touched all. We are out here and we will do what is required to bring these persons to justice.
Commissioner, coming out, the residents are, however, having a different vision to what transpired, saying that they believe it was friendly fire that would have hit the officer. I mean, is that also a theory that you would look into during your investigation?
Well, immediately, right, that's a lot of, what we just put it, wash in relation to the circumstances in which the incident happened, right? And our investigators will look at all angles.
Investigation is still to happen, but my boy talking about hogwash. Witnesses who are there, the gentleman who the police were looking after. And by the way, if police catch up with that man, he was a dead man walking. He was dead. He did the right thing. He hid and demanded that the media come forth and the media come forward to hear his story. So imagine if he had given up himself early. But let me tell you something. You would have heard that he hung himself in jail. You would have heard he accidentally shoot himself in the head. You would have heard he tried to grab a firearm from an officer and he accidentally shoot himself in the chest. And you would hear a whole set of drama. But you know for sure he would be dead. He would be dead because somebody, anybody, I don't know who it is, would try to protect what they know is the truth. Now, what I want to do, guys, is that the newspapers start to put up headlines now, all of a sudden. The headlines related to this. Could we get those headlines, please? Cops, guns seized. So all of a sudden now, when the autopsy showed that the bullet, that he was shot from behind, because the gentleman who they were claiming or alleging to have shot the officer, he was in front, unless he better than Neo in the Matrix and he bullet does make U-turn. You understand? So my boy, all of a sudden now, story change. The guns have been seized. But you know what has happened? Gun does disappear. Whole testing for forensic, that does disappear too. Don't be surprised. You get up one morning and you hear the forensics building disappear. Let's go again. Bullet to the back of the head. So what Jacob talking? What hogwash is Jacob talking? Jacob, you are talking hogwash. An innocent man died. And by the way, that bullet, in less than an hour, forensics with that bullet, you know what firearm that come out from. Because in Trinidad and Tobago, when you get a new firearm, you have to fire it into the barrel and into water, where it would make the original markings inside the chamber to tie your gun to you. So they know, based on the caliber of the bullet, if the bullet is still lodged, they know who fire what and when they fire. So somebody responsible, but all of a sudden, you're going to hear things start to disappear. Because here what's happening, have some police or protect other police. Let's go again, guys. So coming to this, I want to make it clear that I said it from the beginning. Come back to me, guys. I said it from the beginning. I said it from the earlies. I said that these men are being set up because here what's happening. Anytime you could start off by going and searching a mosque, I know one time is set up because Muslims, according to some people in the police service, is a bunch of donkey, is a bunch of terrorists, is a bunch of illiterates, and here what's happening. Them is the easiest people to frame. All you remember the carnival plot? What did the carnival plot? Carnival plot, young boy with his family in Tobago, throw bag over his head and throw him in a helicopter and bring him to Trinidad. Right? Mad scene. Like them kind of thing you just only see in Sylvester Stallone movie. And that happened in Trinidad. Nobody has been charged because it was a lie. And you know why these things will continue to happen? It will continue to happen because Inshan Ishmael and 2 or 3 other big mouth Muslims are the only ones that say anything. All those outside from all over, all the big muftis and all the maulanas outside there said nothing, defended no one. And that is why the police will continue to do what you do. It is the height of hypocrisy. It is the height of let me tell you something. If it was somebody in Valsayn who does donate big money, you're sure somebody would have opened him out. But because it is a black man from Rich Plain, it is different. He's guilty. He's a criminal. We ain't going to get involved in that. We're not going to say anything. Hard luck, boys. Ramadan and fasting, I don't have time for you. Sad. Sad how easy it is. People can get set up in this country. Thank God the family spoke out and the gentleman refused to go and give up himself. All right, let me just tell you about this background that I have here. Now, one of the biggest paying jobs that I have right now, especially with the amount of cars we have in Trinidad, we have over 1 million cars. But the problem is that we have a lot of fly-by-night mechanics. And for those of you who have young children or young people who came out of school or coming out of school, this is a fantastic course to get them involved in, right? The number is 758-3133. The lecturer, and this man is a certified specialist, showing you how to take apart an engine, rebuild the engine, problem solve, etc., etc., etc. And to bring back the engine like if it's factory specs, give them a call, 758-3133. Because, you know, it have more jobs in the bank and in them oil companies and in because all the oil companies go on Guyana now. So get your children involved or your husband, if he's sitting home doing nothing, let him call that number 758-3133 and hook up to do the course, right? And like I said, you will become qualified in an area. There's a shortage where, you know, the need is for skilled people, right? And it starts on the 31st of May, 2022. All right, so don't forget to take that number. All right, so guys, let's go again. Yeah, leave that up there for me for a second because we have to be living in a time warp. Public Utilities Minister Marvin Gonzalez had assured there was no evidence of sabotage which would have caused the nationwide blackout on Friday 16th. As he laid the report of a cabinet-appointed committee into the blackout in the House of Representatives on Friday, Minister Gonzalez instead explained that it was the impact of a fungus-affected palmist tree on a single-phase 12 kilovolt distribution line that caused the disruption. With the fungal infection and heavy rotting at the base of the tree, it caused the tree to fall. Hence, this incident was due to natural causes. Come back to me. You know, before I came here, normally I just put a little matte finish on my head so my head don't reflect. And while looking in the mirror, I was searching for letters written on my head. And those letters were D-O-T-I-S-H. I searched to the front and I searched to the side and I asked my wife to look in the back and see if it have anything marked dotish on my head. All you know how stupid, all you know how illiterate, all you know how foolish we as a people looking throughout the Caribbean, throughout Latin America, throughout the Western Hemisphere, throughout the whole world, when our whole electricity supply could shut down for more than 12 hours because of fungus in a tree. So we have one line. I want to think about this. We have one line, a 110 plug, running to that. I don't know if it's some kind of special force. Do we have some kind of special, I don't know, uranium? I don't know what it is we have. That one connection caused the entire grid to lock down. So we don't have nothing in place as a backup. I mean, they say, isn't it fact that we have Point Lisa and we have this and substation Pinal and all those are separate, boy? Yeah, separate. So if all those are separate and feed separate areas, how the hell could a fungus tree in one area cause current to go in the whole country? What? Is a what wireless electricity we have and the internet went down? I tell you, we had to be some of the most dotish set of people in the world because we sat down there and allowed a minister to feed us that kobar. I'm telling you. And for people who say Ramadan done and you getting on so, yes, Ramadan's supposed to ignite the fire in your liver and in your heart. Ramadan's supposed to, you see if you used to fight for something before, Ramadan's supposed to wake you up and allow the flames to flow and burn brighter. If you used to speak out before, you're supposed to speak out more now. Especially on issues. Corruption is something that Muslims are not supposed to stand by and allow. We just listened to a minister, or we read where a minister of government said a fungus tree, and I would love to read that report. And here what happened. I hear the report is over 80, 90 pages. Right? How are you going to stretch? If I was writing the report, my report would be like, all you see that tree along the road? That tree fall long. And when that tree fall long, it hit the line and current gone for 12 hours. One paragraph. What you going to add again? That it was a rainy morning in X, Y, and Z month. And what happened is that there were cumulus and cirrostratus clouds passing by with the ITCZ, the Intertropical Convergence Zone. And there was Sahara dust in the air. And PriceSmart had a special on baked goods. That is where we're going on, Mike. Anyway, pull back the previous advertiser, guys. Let me just pick them up a little bit. Right? So remember, guys. Remember, for all those of you who are interested in automotive repair in terms of engine rebuilding, give Mr. Ainsley Payne a call at 758-3133. Even though right now you fix cars, this is a way to freshen up your skills. This is a way so that you could earn more money because now you are qualified. And qualified people could hold up their paper in the air and say, here what's happening. You see that? I qualified. I the man that fixed the vehicle because I could tell you what's wrong with it. Because here what's happening. Inshan Ishmael know it have caught men outside there who does fix vehicle. Went through that myself, boy. You understand? It have caught men who does supply you with bad seat tanning. I said next week I will show up this seat tanning now. Get them a little bigger panning. Right. So let's move on. Hey, you see this company? When I started breaking barriers, and it continued for years, and what happened is that we caused these companies to get so big that they could not even take more customers. But now that they have expanded and they've gone out there earning, right, I would like to welcome them back. That's, of course, Gate Automation Company Limited. Right? They are not the same company that advertised the last time. The company that advertised last time, I cut them off because, honestly, it was the worst when it came to customer service. This company, I know them personally, so I could tell you good. Right? So, Gate Automation Company Limited, and they are suppliers of runner and tow slide gate openers, dual swing arms, commercial doors, barrier gates, and residential garage doors, powered by German branded Sommer. And you know one thing, German branded, all you know what's going on there, right? You're talking about top quality. Give them a call, 6733-116, 290-2311 or 270-9858. Whether it is a residential or commercial unit you're looking for, give them a call and they will fix up. Of course, you can ask for Rajesh and tell them that you heard it right here on Breaking Barriers, right? So let's go again, guys. Asem, after this, I want you to I'll send you some pictures, right? Keep them pictures handy because after this, I want you to put up them pictures. Let me ask a question. This slipper drain, how much water is this slipper drain going to hold, fellas? And all I've seen any manhole on the sidewalk, where all that water going to go? And the ministry, watch, them boasting about a road 85% complete. Where in the world you don't see things like this except in Chupidad? Where? Boy, here what happen? Other countries just get here what happening? Multi-lane flyover. They just get bridge spanning for miles over the water. and in less than an hour they open it and no set a grand staging. But in Trinidad, we open up a cesspit under the Ministry of Works and the minister have to be there to cut ribbon. The minister have to go ahead and boast. We painting white line now. That is a big thing. The lights gone by bamboo number 2 there again. Sunday, I can climb up on the median, the barriers on the side, and almost end up flipping. Tomorrow, I have to make sure I put up that sign, and of course, I'll have to call Mr. Ramsuk to get the lights functioning back there again. Because this is what we do in Trinidad. Nothing works in this bloody country. Nothing works. We have to do everything. Right? There's nothing that actually functions. Let's go again, guys. All right. You see this here? Zoom into that section of road for me. This road was paved about a year ago. That is Caroni Savannah Road. That is why Akbar Trace said, no, this is Akbar Trace actually, not Caroni Savannah Road. This is by Ahad, you know, going down right where in their fashions, what used to be in their fashion, that road. This was just over a year ago. Now, Moody, you know what is causing that crack, right? Yeah. Zoom out, guys, zoom out. What is causing that crack is that there's nothing on the side to support the road from shifting. So when heavy equipment like trucks or vehicles that carry load go to the side, it's going to push the pitch down and it's going to break the road apart. And this is what is happening in the same area that the Ministry of Works. Now, I want to tell you, this is the same area. And this is the road works that the ministry is doing right now. And as I said before, this area, the contractor who doing the job here is a well-known contractor and their work is exceptional. I have no problems with the contractor, but this is the scope of works they got. The scope of works that CIRAM got is to pave this road. CIRAM didn't get scope of works to build a supporting wall or to build a drain on the other side. CIRAM got a contract to scrape and to pave over this road. So therefore, here what happening, CIRAM is in no way liable because the Ministry of Works and Pure is doing utter rubbish here. This road is going to slip, it's going to slide again. But you know what? More work for the boys again. And let me tell you something, that's about a kilometer of road. Tell me if that's making sense now, boy. But Moody, because you have the drain there, a box drain would not be the most appropriate thing. You have to put some retaining wall in that whole area because of the size of the drain. Because what happens is that on both sides, you need to have a proper drainage system with walls on both sides. Because I'm surprised that the highway has not started to drop in as yet. It's only because the dirt on that side is not shifting. And it is a shame that millions of dollars going to be poured into this because some idiot who have an engineering degree don't know what the hell they're doing. And this is the same thing, you know what they did? You know what they did here? That where that was done too? In Bokal Road. You ever pass through Bokal Road and see Bokal Road? Bokal Road is up, down, sideways. That is going in by NISA there. And let me just say hello to the staff at NISA. Thank you very much, Sharif and all the other staff at NISA. When you go through Bokal Road, here what's happening. Your vehicle cannot have 4 tires because the 4 tires never touch the road at the same time because the road is so uneven. Even if you go with a 2-wheel vehicle or you go with a motorbike, the 2 wheels never touch the road at the same time. That is to tell you how bad that road is. And you know why that road is bad? Because exactly what they did, what they're doing here is what they did with Bokal Road. Bokal Road was paved over about 10, 15 times. Well, I'm going to tell you. We like it so. Correct? All right, so let me just remind you that this segment is brought to you courtesy Gate Automation Company Limited. And for those of you remember, in these times, you should have an automatic gate installed. And also, if you can get the Wi-Fi hooked up so that way you don't have to depend on your remote, where you could open up your gate remotely with looking at the people who are actually in front. Right? You could check them out, Gate Automation Company Limited, and they could provide you with the motor, the backup, excellent service. And because they deal with German branded equipment, you know you're good to go. Give them a call, 290-2311, 270-9858. Tell them you heard it right here on Breaking Barriers. All right, so this is where we have to take our first break. I know that many of you were upset with me when Breaking Barriers was off. But one of the things that I try to do, and I keep telling people, I make no apologies for this. I am a Muslim. I'm a practicing Muslim. I love my religion. And what happened is that the time during Ramadan is time that we cannot get back. And this is a time that we have a lot to do. And I would just like to thank all the people that assisted, all the women. I know if I go to call names, I'll get in trouble because I can forget somebody. So I would like to thank all the men and the women and the children and everybody who assisted in making this Ramadan a tremendous success. All those of you who paid for meals, all those of you who came and served, all of you, all those of you who came and ate, I would like to thank you because it was indeed a tremendous Ramadan for us. And like I said, it was the largest we have ever had, and we take no credit for that. What happened is that you trusted us, you felt comfortable there, and we appreciate that. All right, so we are going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue. Remember, you could reach me on 684-4762. That's 684-4762. That's my WhatsApp number. You can contact me on any issue. But like I said, when you're calling me, try to be brief because I don't normally take issues over the phone. We'll be back right after this.
Ronix is a German tool brand. Ronix is a German tool brand.
Mitsu Air Limited, authorized Mitsubishi air conditioning dealer. No need to replace your air conditioning units ever so often. Split units, cassette, ductable, CTVIF systems, and much more. Mitsubishi Electric has long been powering industries and providing solutions for healthy living. Mitsu Air Limited boasts the industry's first 10-year warranty on all parts and labor. Inverter units are also available. Don't hear it, just feel it. Mitsu Air Limited, 246 Eastern Main Road, Barataria. Give us a call at 674-4000 or 675-4000 or email us at mitsu.limited@gmail.com.
On all grocery items, trust Low Cost Supermarket for the widest variety of quality products at low prices. Freshly picked fruits and vegetables, healthy products for your well-being, high quality meat cuts, and a warm and friendly service. Low Cost Supermarket, Southern Main Road, Cunupia.
Ronix Premium Quality.
And welcome back, my friends. Of course, you're watching Breaking Barriers right here. And of course, I'm reminded that our Prime Minister actually left Trinidad and Tobago to go abroad to do our online meeting. Imagine that. I heard that there's no Wi-Fi. And because he probably doesn't trust, the spying equipment down here, because I know that I am one that was spied on, and I am one that I continue to be spied on. So that is why, me and Pat was be talking about things that, we shouldn't talk about. For example, he and I were talking about the 11 herbs and spices the other day, right? Which we should not be speaking about. All right, so let us see exactly what's going on there now. Right. Right, what happened is that I heard that $8 million was released to pay for some of the SRPs, and no word about how much is to be released and when. Some people talking about Imbert own Trinity Mall. I have no proof of that. I keep hearing it. I have no proof of that. And at the end of the day, all I could tell you is, all I could tell you is, we wait to see, right? Asem, there was a video that that I had sent to you with some dumping. Could you just, yes, please, thanks. The audio on it, please.
Truly, truly disgusting, and these poor cats have to be amongst that. Look, but what is truly alarming, besides the normal rubbish, is what is here.
Pause. You know where is that? All that is COVID testing strips. All those are used, right? And they dump it right there. But you know, come back to me, guys. You know what is interesting? I want to compliment some of those testing areas. Because by now, they should have sent down their price to $300-400 max. But testing has gotten so cheap that one of these places making about $500. But not only that, let me tell you the scheme with some of them. You want your test in 4 hours, $900. You want it in 2 hours, $1,100. And it's the same test. And what they do, they take the test and they do it, and 4 hours they hold you back because you pay less. Boy, like I tell you, some of these places, them don't realize it have a God, you know. They don't realize at all. All right, let me just welcome a new sponsor here, and of course, it's Kent Boringer. And of course, this is a company, they are all over the world, all over the world. When you talk about, you know, products that are exceptionally well manufactured and high standard, and this company now, through their agents, in fact, West Indian traders, they are now the agents for this brand, and it's halal. And from there, you could see the quality of products. What I did as well is that I tested the olive oil. One of the things I could tell you about the olive oil is that when you cook with it, you don't get, you know, sometimes you have olive oil and it tends to taint the food. This is a nice, pure, clean tasting olive oil. But not only that, the muffin mix. Yes, the muffin man. Rich, rich, rich. And another thing, when you use their maple syrup, flows better and cheaper. But this is a higher quality product than most of those big brands that you have outside there. So remember, when you go to your supermarket, and this is now available at supermarkets nationwide, plus you can get all the drink mixes, the tricks, etc. Right? You can check them out at supermarkets nationwide throughout Trinidad and Tobago, and of course Minimarts. And if you want to carry this brand, and of course it's halal, like I said, if you want to carry this brand, all you have to do is contact them, West Indian Traders, and they will organize to send a rep and to make sure that you're well taken care of. All right, so let's go again, guys. Taruba Link Road. You know, it is shocking that in 2022 that we patching a little piece of road, and this is thing to boast about. Come back to me, guys. You know, and I continue to say, and people hate when we make comparisons. Like, we talk about Guyana, but when I look at the Ministry of Works page on Guyana, Guyana completing whole highways, Guyana completing whole roundabouts, and then talking about it, you know. In Trinidad and Tobago, we build a box drain, and we do 5 feet of the box drain, and we putting up photos. You know, and I continue to say, we as a country, I mean, look, for example, you know, this brand. This company is a well-known company. It's a reputable company. And they have invested. The family, the investors, they have invested. And the reason why this company has invested, because it's not only this product they deal with, it's many other products. It is because of love for country and trust in country. Because nobody is going to invest millions of dollars in a product or a service in a country that is falling apart. But the reality of it is that people still have a high level of confidence in doing business in this country. But the sad thing is that when you look at our crime level in this country, when you look at the amount of people being murdered, I don't know if we have become immune, because I have seen the videos, I have seen the photos, and the thing is that women, you're killing women now, and it's like, well, okay, she dead. And I would like to touch on something that that I spoke about when we were distributing assistance at Baraka Grounds. And when we asked for people to meet up there, over 300 people from within the Muslim community, that is zakat, which can only be given to the Muslim community. We give charity to everyone else. Over 300 people showed up. And of those 300 people, women were the vast majority. And of those women, 90% of the women there were single women with multiple children. When you ask, where is the husband? He dead. He get gunshot. He leave and he go on with the next woman. And it pains me to see that still in the year 2022, young girls and women continue to make decisions to their detriment. Young girls are still making decisions to destroy their lives. A young man who came there, he came and his pants was halfway down his buttocks. I say, excuse me, partner, when you walk on this compound, you respect the compound. Pull your pants up because I do not need to see what brand you have on. And this is the problem. We have children these days who don't care, who go home looking like that, and the mother and father cannot tell them anything because they will bust a slap on the mother and father. Or they will stop minding them. They will stop paying their electricity bill. They will stop paying their water rate, and the parents will suffer. So the parents now have to suffer in silence because anytime they speak out, they are in trouble. This is where we have reached. And I don't know for the life of me why women, and I told them, because I spoke to all of them together. I said to them, if you are about to marry somebody, in most cases, there are signs, some subtle and some not so subtle. Sometimes the man will abuse you. He will insult you. He will denigrate you before you get married. But yet still, because you love that man, you want to go and marry that man and you don't care what the consequences are. All of a sudden, boom, you have a child, he get a next woman and go on. You there to fend for that child. Man missing for months now, he come back. And what he come back for is 3 minutes of pleasure. Boom, you allow it, you get pregnant again. He drop $1,000 and I see $1,000 to mind the child for the entire year. And I think, let us state it as it is. I think something has to be done. And if we were to look at this ethnically, it exists largely, from my experience, from what I have seen, 90% of the women come from the African community, from my experience. But not only that, let us look at the issue with the schools. Inspector Alexander said, he said that these children are African children. And the reality of it is that I am not seeing anybody stepping up. I am not seeing anybody making a difference to try and save these children. Now, for me, there are schools that I went to and I spoke to children in schools, and you would not believe how easy it is to reach some of these children. So for some of the schools outside there who actually, the teachers and the principal actually hear me right now, I will come into the school. You let me know and I will be there. And one of the things that we need to do is we need to try and save these young children. But it starts with responsible parenting. It starts with parents making better decisions. Why the hell is a child allowed to go and fight and get away with it? You know why? Because that child could go home, put on Shiba, go in the room, and nobody tell her anything. That child could do what she wants. That child could go in school. Imagine you going to school and you fighting and all your skirt raised and everything exposed as a young child. And that doesn't bother you? That doesn't worry you? So doesn't it show that that child has no shame? Because if you are in a fight as a young girl and somebody pull at your shirt and expose your body, you studying to stop that fight and cover up. But in Trinidad, we are not seeing that. In Trinidad, they're pulling out everything, and these young children do not care. Why? Because you have parents who don't care. And you see this thing about single parent home, let me tell you something. There are many homes where you have successful children with single parents, because you have mothers who work hard and you have fathers who work hard. But you know what is the most shameful thing? All them set of sickening men outside there who will go outside and have 10, 12 women and have children with them, and not one child they will look after. But let me tell you something. It have a special place in hell for you. A special place prep for you. Because I cannot understand for the life of me how you could have a child. You contributed to that. That child did not happen by VAPS. That child didn't come out of nowhere. You contributed to that. At least show some responsibility. But no, you is a macho man. You can have child wherever you go. And these women allow you to. Because why? You put a little money in their hand, you have a little car, a little bling, you have a little finance, and they don't have a problem. They're good to go. This is what we allow. Not we. I have said it time and time again. And I make no apologies for this. My children, my wife and I, we have a say in who will choose. I am serious. My son, before my son got married, my son came to us to ask for our approval. Believe it or not, my 23-year-old son did not bring somebody's daughter and say, hey, ma, pa, this is the girl I want to marry. He sat my wife and I down and he said, listen to me. There's this girl from Sawa. Her dad is this, her mom is this. And at the end of the day, I knew the grandmother. And I knew it was good people. And I know it was respectable people. And this is why my wife and I never objected. But these days, you have children who will bring home rats. You have children who will bring home anything. And, well, boy, if that is where you want, you fix up. And that same child, and I continue to say, look today. Today, I gave my 17-year-old daughter call cards, right? Let me just pull back Mitsubishi, please. Let me just, give them a little, can't have them there and not do anything. All right. Remember, for all your air condition needs, whether it's commercial or residential, the only company that offers you a 10-year warranty on air conditioning systems, both part and labor, it's Mitsu Air Limited, and of course, they're the agents for Mitsubishi Electric, the #1 unit in Japan and in Asia and Europe. Give them a call. The numbers are on the screen. And, of course, they will be able to come, do an assessment, and, of course, fix you up with what it is you need. Let's go again, guys. Let me just welcome RPM Express. And this company has grown to become one of the most successful courier companies in Trinidad and Tobago, not because their prices are good, not because they have good-looking people working for them, not because they ship in a timely manner, and not because the service is exceptional. It is because I say so. No, I'm just kidding. I am also a customer there, and I can tell you, excellent service, excellent prices, and of course, they work to make sure that you are satisfied. So remember, if you're still with the same old courier company, get rid of them now, and remember, join RPM. You can call them at 224-4RPM, absolutely free, right? So let's go back to this whole thing now. Now, my daughter, my 17-year-old daughter, I showed her a card today, a call card with her name on it, with a company I'm about to launch this week. And I said to her, you have needs. You like to spend, right? She told me, she said, Dad, she just like me. She said she don't want to go to university. I said, listen, man, I respect that because not everybody is going to be a doctor, not everybody is going to be a lawyer. She has common sense like that. So I said, no problem, I respect that. So therefore, I decided to invest and start up a company for her, right? But the fact is that at the end of the day, you have to show interest. You want to show me And you need to show me that you are willing to become somebody. You think I am going to invest in something for you to continue to be a nobody, and you married somebody who is a nobody, and everything that I invest, it gone down the drain? I ain't stupid. I ain't dotish. And that is why these days you have so many parents have house and land. And when they're dead, they leave it for nobody because the children that they have is in the makaram. A lie? Watch how much of that ended up in court. So the reality of it is that we need to start to rethink how this thing is going on now, because children cannot be fighting on the streets every day. Children cannot be fighting in school every day. Children cannot be threatening teachers and getting away. Put their tail in YTC. And if the parents had something to do with their behavior, charge the parents. Charge the parents. If we were serious about change in this country, we would come up with legislation to make a difference. For example, the cable thief, you get caught thieving cable, $500,000 fine. Watch how fast they stop thieving cable. You're selling the copper, $500,000 fine once we get you. Watch how fast. But you know what? We ain't going to come up with that legislation because the same fellas, some half of them fellas are supporters of political parties. So we don't care. We don't care. All right, so what we're going to do is that we're going to open up our phone lines a bit. Let us hear what you have to say, because it has been a long time that we have not touched base. Yeah, guys, could we pop that? Show that, please. Yeah, let me show you this video. This is Trinidad, you know. Watch. All right, take a look at this. Take a look at this. Pause. Is there any way we could see that number? TAE something in, or something like that. You can't tell the number. TAE 4117. What? That's him. Taking vitamin for the eye, boy. This is on the highways, but nobody would see this. And this is the carelessness and callousness of our country and the people who live here. Come back to me. I continue to say, you know, this country could be a better place, you know, but you know what happened? We have too much dotish people in this country. People who will go back and vote for Oli, dotish people. People who will go back and vote for Kamala, dotish people. Because you know why? It's the same thing as I said before. I am not going to support any party pushing the agenda of man married in man, woman married in woman. You could go abroad, you could bring a child, you don't know who child it is. I'm not supporting that dotishness. I'm not. Let's go to the other slide, guys. This is my boy, Raymond. Now, I have the greatest of respect for Raymond, but what I have a serious problem with, zoom in at the bottom, please. Why the hell Ministry of Health had to have entertainment at the colonoscopy center, Mount Hope Hospital? You could explain this to me? To give you vaccine, glucose testing, them having entertainment. Hundreds of thousands of dollars being spent for entertainment. Where in the world you see this dotishness? And yet it is you can't get CDAP drugs. But I tell you, real dotishness. Let's go again. We'll start to take the calls through just now. Huh? Let's go again, guys. Oh, that's it. You know, this is something I saw and I continue to say. India is one place I visited and I will never go again, because India is turning out to be one of the most racist and discriminatory country in the world. Imagine if you go in Pakistan as an Indian and you take your exams and you come back, they're not recognizing your certificate and your passes and thing. That is what they're doing in India now. I mean, it is sick, right? It is sick what Modi and the other bunch of racist idiots allowing in that country. A beautiful place where you have endless, you talk about, let me tell you something. The people that I met in India, beautiful people, but Modi and his government is turning that place into hell, right? Muslims do not stand a chance there. They are already burning down their homes, etc. All for what? Like I tell you, it have sick people all over this world, yes? Let's go again, guys. 555 with 5 deaths reported, right? Somebody went out today and played the number 5 for sure. And that is how it does work. Right? So, what I'm going to tell you. Hey, pull back that up for me, please. Right. I just want to zoom into the bottom. Let me see. Total deaths by vaccination status. Right? You know they still don't have the unvaccinated. 18% is fully vaccinated. So according to this, 18% of the people who vaccinated died. And the vaccine working. And if we were to add the 388 to that, that is a story by itself. Anyway, all this is lies. Like I said before, I ain't bothering to even waste my time with this. Let's go, guys. We're going to open up our phone lines. Just to let you know, our number 645-4426 is down for now. Just to let the SCT know. So you have to call on our 663-8373 number and our 662-3160 number. All right, let's go, guys. Hello. Hello.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Well, Chan, I want to support you on the penalty for the children who fighting, that they must go to YTC and serve 3 months or 4 months and let the parents pay for the damage which they done to other children, firstly. Secondly, I just want to make a comment on the curb interchange. You know the curb interchange where they're passing through by KFC and you're going down to the Southern Main Road. You know there are some PVC that supposed to be blockage on the road.
Yes.
The motorists right now are making U-turn and riding over that and crossing. What the government needs to do is to put concrete slab about 50 inches so that block all the drivers who want to make shortcut and bounce other people on that area. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. In fact, in Bamboo, that is a problem now where people take the left lane, come into Bamboo, go around the little barriers, and go back out to the highway. So what happened is that I know that my partner from Jaffer's Rattat, from Nabi Street had spoken to me, Mahadev, right? And I would look into that. I'll see what I could do to put some barriers in there because a lot of people coming out of Bamboo, you have to face these idiots. And 90% of those people are taxi drivers. Let's go again. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yes, Mr. Enjan.
Yes, my brother. Go ahead.
You is one of them who have this country in the state today.
Tell me. Let me hear. By the way.
Because you is one who is to go around by all them Muslims and tell them, vote PNM.
Do you know that
when they kick you, you're against them.
Oh, God.
And bad talking. Kamla
we
is the best run government in this country ever.
Could we, hold on. Big man, we are talking here. Now, let me tell you something. Because I want to engage. Do you know that in the last 2 elections, I did not vote? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know that in the last 2 elections, I did not vote?
You didn't vote because you have a right. Your conscience eat you.
No. What my conscience affected me is that when 90% of the money under Kamla and them didn't go to Muslims or Christians, and it went to a certain group only. $46 million was spent on the Mosquito Creek wall, and the government did not even own that wall. Millions of dollars was spent fixing up temples under the table, under Kamla's government. Young boys who never paved road were given billions of dollars in contract, and all those roads are destroyed now. Kamla or Rowley is the same thing, none better than none. Only for the stupid people, they will find one better than the other. Let's welcome Bill Talas. Remember, for those of you who are contractors, head into them and you get special pricing, right? They will fix you up according to, your budget. And remember, Bill Talas manufactures galvanized sheets, new wave sheets, you name it, decking. If you want standing seam, roofing sheets, you could check them out. They are located right there, Moody, right after the Freeport lights there. You just go down on your left-hand side, just before the Yandi on the left-hand side. All right, so give them a call, 355-7704. Let's go again. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Good night, sir.
Good night, go ahead.
Now, do you realize that 4 months died in a pipeline, and there was no policeman, but one policeman died in Diego Martin, and they shut down the whole of Diego Martin. They bring out the whole arm there.
Yeah, well, same thing. When man get killed, they don't lock down the whole of Bitam. They don't lock down the whole of Lavanti. Because the police afraid. You have to understand the police afraid, you know. It's a bunch of cowards, half of them cowards in uniform, and then a large percentage is crooks in uniform. So what you're saying there, and I could understand that the police cannot get involved with the pipeline because that is a private matter. Remember, that happened through a private company. So therefore, that has to go through a process. Now, if there's culpability in terms of somebody erred or somebody screwed up, well, then that will have to go through the process for them to be charged. But you know, in Trinidad, the only thing that is get charged here is battery. Let's go again. Hello. Hello.
Yeah. Hello. Good night.
Good night. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. I'm going to take a little tap there.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. And I hear you saying that Muslim is against corruption. And they are not corrupted people, but
No, hold on. I said, I want you to quote me correctly. We are not supposed to be. We are not supposed to be. I have said, and I want you to hear me loud. In my religion, there are crooks and there are con men and there are people. But what happens is that does not make a Muslim. You understand? In every religion, you have crooks and con men. But you are not supposed to be.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. You know, well, I just wanted to point out that a judge identified one of your Muslim brothers was corrupted.
No, but the fact is that there are many who are corrupted, not one. In fact, there are imams who have CPEP contract and they're corrupted. You understand? They're buying land, they're corrupted. You understand? They're close with government ministers, they're corrupted. You have people who have big titles and are corrupted. So, believe me, from the smallest in the Muslim community to the biggest, you would have corruption. And at the end of the day, sadly, some people believe in the almighty dollar rather than the almighty scholar. So, believe me, that is something that I have never hidden. I have never hidden the facts where in my community, you have people, I've always been the one to bring it out. And my community has looked to hit me licks for that. But hard luck. I have always said what I had to say, and I've never tried to defend the indefensible. Let's go again. Hello.
Hi, Inshan. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
I would like to compliment you for highlighting the Diego Martin issue, because we have a lot of religious leaders who don't highlight these things, and they should be ashamed of themselves. Also, I would like to I have a little issue with a group of corporation guys. They come and they just come online for 2 hours. They smoke the weed, drink the rum, cuss how hard they want, and then they go away for 2 hours.
What area?
Every single morning.
What area?
Don Miguel Road.
Somebody had told me that, and they have a house that they just go by and relax, correct?
Yes, and in Shan, where the linemen, they have an empty lot. If you see the grass tall like the house.
Yeah, but you see, if the grass short, then everybody got to see them. So they had to keep the grass tall so they could hide.
And I promise I'm going to keep lighting them up until it's been stopped.
No, listen, man. Once it reaches here, what I will do, I will contact the chairman tomorrow and I will deal with that, because, you see, it's supposed to have a checker, and the checker is supposed to see what they did for the day. So that means that the checker getting paid for doing nothing. So the checker should be fired. And when you fire them, they bawling, crying, they lost their work. So here what happening. Anytime you could take pictures and send it to me, send it. I will publicize it and make all of them famous. All right? Thank you very much, my friend. Let's go again. Hello? Hello? Okay, let's try that one more time. Remember, we are using a different line for tonight. 662-3160, because our 645-4426 line is down. Hello? All right.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, you're live.
Yeah. Inshan, I would like to know. Hello? Inshan?
Yes, I'm listening.
I would like to know how Imbud know to buy a generator the day of the blackout.
No, Imbud did not buy that before the blackout, you know. He bought it while the blackout was going on. So at the end of the day, what happened is that I surprised a man who has so much money don't have a generator. You understand? One would expect a man of his worth and his wealth would have a generator. But what are you going to do? I mean, maybe it is the man spend all the money on, buildings or whatever. I don't know. Let's go again. Hello? All right. So what we're going to do now is that I'm going to just, we'll hold the calls for now. Remember, when you call in on 663-8373 or 662-3160. This segment brought to you courtesy Extra Care Products. And if you have not tested Extra Care Products as yet, do so now. Available at PriceMart. There's a special package with 4 products in one package, and you're getting that at a great price, as well as try their oven cleaner and glass cleaner as well. And as I said before, high quality products at reasonable prices. We are going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to take our second break. And when we come back, we'll continue to take your calls here right here on Breaking Barriers. We'll be back.
IBN can be viewed on the go now with the Airlink TV app for Google devices. Simply go to the Google Play Store, search for the Airlink TV app. Download the app, click on the link and fill out the form. The account activation will be emailed or texted to the user. It's safe as no credit card is needed. The first 30 days are free, and you can subscribe and receive a box for your TV to stream the same content.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors, and roti makers. Try our high-quality bromate-free, all-purpose, and whole wheat flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg, and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisho Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit us at Warrenville, Canoopia. Shiklisho Limited, quality you can trust.
At Extra Foods, we care for you. That's why we always have the widest variety, the best prices, spacious aisles of total convenience, plus clean, safe surroundings. Let us care for you. Extra Foods, always extra for less.
Ronix is a German tool brand. Ronix is a German tool brand.
And welcome back, my friends. Of course, this segment brought you courtesy Rita, where you don't get, like them other juice, 90% sugar. Remember, it's available at supermarkets nationwide, and it's real juice, right? Real juice. And you can, of course, try their basil drink, the #1 basil drink in TNT. Someone sent me some information here that the bridge that they are fixing by the prisons on Gurul Grove Road has no lighting. So therefore, what happened is that if someone who is watching, if you could please try and put some lights there before somebody end up losing their life, like in so many other places where bad roads, etc. According to the ministry, there are 316 COVID-19 cases in at least 243 schools. That is a lie. There are literally thousands of cases in schools right now, and many of the principals are lying to parents. Children now, as I said, one of the schools I had to post up because the parents, right, informed the principal, and the principal did absolutely nothing. So what happens is that this is the case. The ministry is threatening our principals, and these principals not telling the parents anything, and teachers now getting COVID. Now, where it gets really sickening is that many of these children go home where their grandparents are and where their parents are, and in some cases, parents are immunocompromised. And what happens is that they have things like cancer. And these principals who lack principles, right, don't care about what they're doing, because that child could cause the death of his very mother or father by going home with that. So I want to tell you, it has some principals here playing joke and playing games with this thing. Right? Remember, you can continue to call us. We'll take a few more calls on 663-8373 or 662-3160. 3160. Guys, you'll just give me the notification, please. Right? So when you have, right? Tonight is my first night out, boy. Right? When you have this taking place all over, where you have parents talking about this school and that school, and a lot of teachers denying the facts, we actually get test reports showing, that there are children who are positive, and you hear nothing about that. The school is not even on lockdown. There is no cleaning, nothing in place. And in fact, talking about that, I went to PriceSmart don't even have hand sanitizer again. They don't check temperature and nothing again, So it come like everything back to normal now. Hello?
Yes, hello?
Yes, go ahead, please. You're live.
Okay. Inshallah, I would like to find out if you would support Gary Griffith on the NTA or PDP. Okay. Duke.
On my personal, no. Let me tell you why I would not support Duke. Number one, Duke have the charges above his head, which he still has to go through the court process. And then number two, there was a statement that Duke had made about he won the money, right? Duke, to me, is the last leader that should come into Trinidad and Tobago. I like Farley. I prefer Griffith. Griffith has shown that he's a man of substance. Yes, he is not perfect. But at the end of the day, we have an opportunity to get out of the morass that we are in with PNM and UNC. Right? Because I've always said that I am the ultimate grasshopper, because I will move from party to party until they get it right. And I just hope and pray when the time is right that UNC people, all they do is right now. And PNM people, do what is right, please. Let's go back to our lines. Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yeah. I want the, Insam, good night, Insam.
Good night, my friend.
I want to see Tara clippings with Tishara and the former Prime Minister.
Yes, some serious allegations. What happens at the PNM women's group was not happy with that at all.
Right. And then we had a thing in the Queen's Park Savannah with the people in red. I don't know if it's foreigners or what. No mask, no protest, nothing. But when the people was protesting, the Trinidad people protested, they had tear gas and all kind of thing.
And that is the LBGTQRSTUV group, right?
Right.
And they were without masks. I see man with skirt turning, brother man. If that is what has float your boat, I hear you fix up. Just
I was thinking it's something like that.
Eh?
All right, let's know, sir.
All right, good. Like I tell you, if you're a man that when I just and that has float your boat, God bless you. No, not God. Don't, I say the boy. God don't bless you at all. Here what happening. That is your right. If you want to look like a donkey and an idiot, that is your right. But don't come around me with them thing and tell me that I must subscribe to your dotishness. Because like I said before, I am a Muslim and we don't subscribe to them kind of thing. If it's a man, it's a man. If it's a woman, it's a woman. But this thing is so prominent now, where these people could come in the savannah and walk with a mask and not one police. Because you know why, Moody? The color of thy skin. We still back to the days, We still back to the days when the color of your skin could determine what you could do and what you can't do. Let's go to our lines. Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead, please. Hello? 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 I just saw. Right. Just Asama sending a photo to you, right? You could just. Right, here we go. Right. All right, let me just bear with me 1 second, guys. Let me just organize this and get this across. Now, let me just talk about some. All right, let's go back to our lines. Hello? Hello?
Hi, Inchang. Good night.
Good night.
How you doing?
I got talk to me.
Wonderful program, man. Continue the good job, man.
Thank you so much.
Okay, good night.
Hello?
Yes?
That's it? All right. Thank you so much, my friend. Right. So let me know when you have that. Now, I want to show a picture here, but what happened is that a few days ago, Moody wanted to be demanding. A gentleman came with a dog by the food court. Let's go back to our lines. Hello? Hello? Right. What happened is that a gentleman came with a dog and he was by the pipe, which is also by the seated area. Now, what happens is that you will never find a Muslim with a dog home because of the saliva of the dog and because of the, a dog that dribble all over the place. Muslims do not keep dogs in their home. And for those who do, you shouldn't. Because the saliva of a dog is not very clean. To see some people actually kissing the face of dogs and that is all there. That does float all about all fix up. So what happens is that you wouldn't find animals where we normally dine, where we normally line. If we keep in a dog, it will be for security purposes. And a gentleman came and brought a dog, and the dog was there by the food area where people sit down. He was washing his hand, the dog was there. So my manager down there asked him, spoke to him. Right? He said, all right, no problem, he's leaving. When Asim passed back now, the man sit down with the dog where people eating. So Asim was talking to the man, and one was that the man answered him back, and I was passing at the same time. So I said, big man, you were spoken to about the dog on the compound already. Right? At the end of the day, we cannot allow animals to be where people are dining. Keep it in your car, walk it in your car park. Nobody is stopping you. But you cannot, we will not allow a dog where people are dining. Well, of course, you know me. Right? Because the man started to get on dotish and aggressive. And I decided, well, here what happened. I'm fasting, but don't take that dotishness. And I rested on him. And when this man started cuss me about we murder. And we murder this and we murder that. And I tell myself, I say, look at thing, boy. Look how people, because they believe that they wrong and strong, right? But you see, men like them, you don't have nothing to live for. You understand? Nothing to live for. I have a family. I have a business. I have, the amount of thing I had to do, right? So if you're stupid, continue to play stupid. And then you have this one here. I want to show this picture with this dog. I don't know. But that dog cannot be comfortable because that looking like that glass actually squeezing that dog. Right? Because that is under the dog's muscle area there. And what happens is that is going to be very uncomfortable, especially if your mash breaks running. So people have to be careful about what they're doing with animals running outside there. All right? Just be careful. Come back to me. All right. This company, this advertiser that you're seeing here, it's a company that I recently became the sole authorized agent for just to get my daughter started in business. So therefore, my daughter is really the one who is going to push this. And at 17, going to be 18 years, like I said, this is the trust that I have in my kids. So at the end of the day, I invested to bring this into Trinidad. This is a German branded company. And of course, the products that they have is a huge array. And we are officially launching it from Friday, when it will be going to hardwares, etc., and all over. But what we are also doing is that we are setting up husband and wife teams to be sales agent. And then if you would like to set up a store with the products, because in Trinidad we have about 300 or 400 different products, right? This is not your regular disposable products like what you find with a lot of brands coming in. They are cheap and they are disposable. What this aims to do is things like DeWalt and things like Milwaukee. This is going to be a direct competitor, but the prices is going to be 25 to 40% less. So you save big. And like I said before, it's a German branded company. So therefore, look out for their products at Hardwares and coming next week, where it's going to be throughout Trinidad and Tobago. All right? So for those who are interested, Let me give you my number, 684-4762. That's 684-4762. I know many of you, there was an ad that we showed with the wheeled weed whacker. That is turning out to be a huge item, selling item there, because I think that we only brought in maybe about 72 pieces of that, and a good bit have already been sold. You would have seen it during the break. Guys, if you could just show that ad, the one with the I had to do a little advertising for myself too, because I had to make some money. Right, this is the one that we are talking about. Who? Oh, right. Okay, yes. Right, and what happens is that this is just to advise you as well that Select Auto Parts, they have started to take our stock, so you could check them out for toolkits and other items which they have in stock. Like I know he bought a large amount of toolkits sending from us, so you could check them out there right there in Cunupia. That's Select Auto Parts, otherwise known as Patos, right? AKA Patos. All right, so this is where we start to wind down the program, and I would of course like to thank each and every one of you for your tremendous support during the entire month. I literally got thousands of messages on E-Day, as well as we had so many people who were non-Muslim who decided that they wanted to try fasting, and I commend you for that. And today, when you look at where this country is going in terms of poverty, in terms of people who are suffering, we need to bring about change. And the only way we can bring about change is to get about 40% of this population who are die-hard UNC and die-hard PNM to get their thinking out of where it is and to try and get something new so that we could make a difference. We could change, because we have an opportunity now. As I said before, Gary ain't no perfect man, right? But he's better than the two options that we have, and he has proved himself. He has proven himself to be a worker and someone who can make a difference. Agree or disagree? Yeah. All right, so my dear friends, this is where I start to wrap up. I would like to thank you so much. We have a showroom, by the way, in Bamboo number 2 for all those of you, or you could go on ronextools.com, and I would like to thank all the people. We have actually started to pour concrete. Today we finished the first floor with the hospital. And I continue to say, if it were not for your support, we would not have been doing this, and we would not have reached this far. I would like to thank all the engineers, the architects, the contractors, the fabricators, you name it, across the board, our laborers. I would like to thank everyone, to all those of you who donated, and you are making this a success, God willing. I would like to thank each and every one of you for your tremendous support thus far, and we look forward to your continued support, because remember, we cannot do this without your support. All right, so again, thank you so much. God bless you. Do have a fantastic evening, and I will catch you next week for Breaking Barriers. And of course, there's a repeat of this program, 9 p.m. on Saturday. Take care. Assalamu alaikum and good evening.